Good morning, Vic Online. We're Waldemar and Rosemary Kowalski coming to you from Bandung, Indonesia. Thanks for gathering with us on another beautiful Sunday. How are you doing? You know what? We really want to know how you're doing. We really care about you.
Yeah, because so many things have changed, There are some things that have changed significantly in the past months. But there are other things that look like we're trying to return back to the way things were, at least as much as we can do so. When we go out now, there's more traffic, fewer people wearing masks. You can actually dine in at some restaurants.
And a lot of small businesses are still closed. And there are people who are hungry and in great need. So maybe instead of going back, as Waldemar said, we're looking forward to the next normal with you. It's part of our delight at BIC to continue the community table tradition. Do you remember getting together after the gathering for snacks and conversation? Well, the same people who brought you good food are now distributing that, making it and distributing it in Bandung. So we're taking the table into the neighborhoods and doing what we can to bless others.
And actually, you can see some of the pictures of that on Facebook. Check it out. So, health, finances, relationships have changed for many people. But what we're here to tell you is that God has not changed. His love for you, our prayers and our love for you, they're still constant.
The ministry team and the leadership team is really concerned about you. We've connected with most of you in the past weeks, at least once or twice, and maybe even more. But if you haven't heard from us, it's because we don't have your contact information. You can private message that to us in the Facebook feed, or else write your WhatsApp number to communitybic@gmail.com. Tell somebody how you're doing.
Yeah. We enjoy the BIC family Friday meetings on Zoom. And a lot of our studies are online. Get connected. We'd love to have you join us. And today we're doing something a little bit different at 10:15.
A little bit like Stump the Pastor.
Yeah. After the live stream is over, there'll be a chance to get connected and to talk, have a chat about this talk today. So the link for that will be on the BIC Update group or on WhatsApp. That's where you find out what's up. And let us know if you're not part of that yet.
But it's not the same as seeing your faces and hearing your voices. Face to face and voice to voice in person. If you need prayer, if you need to talk with someone on the ministry team, please let us know. We're here and we want to be with you in whatever time you find yourself. So get ready for worship. Open your heart, open your ears, open your mouth at home, wherever you find yourself, and let's worship together this morning.
And then get ready for a talk from Dave, our youth pastor. He's going to talk to us about a very important and lovely spiritual discipline.
Come, let's sing together. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercy never comes to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, oh
breaks the power of sin and darkness, whose love is mighty and so much stronger. The King of glory, the King above all kings, who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder, and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder. The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you will take my place, that you will bear my cross, you will lay down your life, that I will be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder, and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder. The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you will take my place, that you will bear my cross, you will lay down your life, that I will be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you will take my place, that you will bear my cross, you will lay down your life, that I will be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me.
Hey, it is such a privilege to be part of a community. And we've talked about a few things already, like the community table in the communities. We're also privileged to be able to be God's people who help others. God has blessed many of us. Some of us are in tough situations. And so as you are able, contribute to the work of God in this area.
So giving can be proportionate, but it should always be cheerful and with joy. Whether you're contributing to our hazmat, medical supply program, whether you're contributing to taking food into the community or supporting local pastors who may have lost all their resources, we encourage you, be generous. Here's how you can give.
Hello and good morning, dear friends at BIC. I am Dave Hall, the youth pastor at BIC Church, and for the last few weeks we have been talking about the work of spiritual disciplines that are essential for our topic today, which is the spiritual discipline of rest. We've discussed going deep in the Word by studying Scripture, which is all about the ultimate gift of rest that comes from the gospel of Jesus. We've talked about the benefits of fasting and the power of confession that helps free us and restore relationships. But today we're going to focus on how to better understand rest. And to help us, we're going to watch a short film from the Bible Project to gain an in-depth understanding of the biblical idea of shalom. This word is often translated as peace, but we'll see that it has a much broader definition that can help us have a better perspective on what it means to rest. For those of you unfamiliar with the Bible Project, we watch them almost every week at the BYG youth group this year, and we look forward to watching them again when BYG starts back up on July 8th. So we're taking a little summer break, but we look forward to seeing you all on July 8th. These videos are amazing. They are free YouTube videos on biblical themes of interpretation and whole books of the Bible summaries. They're used in many seminary groups around the world, including my seminary program at Bethel University, where I first heard about them. They're a nonprofit organization based out of Portland, Oregon, started by professor and pastor Tim Mackey and his college roommate John Collins. They have over 140 videos with over 100 million views and 1 million subscribers worldwide. So I encourage you to check out the rest of their videos. You won't be disappointed. Now let's go ahead and start their video on shalom.
The word peace is common in most languages. People can talk about peace treaties or times of peace. It means the absence of war. And in the Bible, the word peace can refer to the absence of conflict, but it also points to the presence of something better in its place. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew word for peace is shalom. And in the New Testament, the Greek word is eirene. The most basic meaning of shalom is complete or whole. The word can refer to a stone that has a perfect, whole shape with no cracks. It can also refer to a completed stone wall that has no gaps and no missing bricks. Shalom refers to something that's complex with lots of pieces that's in a state of completeness, wholeness. It's like Job, who says his tents are in a state of shalom because he counted his flock and no animals are missing. This is why shalom can refer to a person's well-being. Like when David visited his brothers on the battlefield, he asked about their shalom. The core idea is that life is complex, full of moving parts and relationships and situations, and when any of these is out of alignment or missing, your shalom breaks down. Life is no longer whole, it needs to be restored. In fact, that's the basic meaning of shalom when you use it as a verb. To bring shalom literally means to make complete or restore. So Solomon brings shalom to the unfinished temple when he completes it. Or if your animal accidentally damages your neighbor's field, you shalom them by giving them a complete repayment for their loss. You take what's missing and you restore it to wholeness. The same goes for human relationships. In the book of Proverbs, to reconcile and heal a broken relationship is to bring shalom. And when rival kingdoms make shalom in the Bible, it doesn't just mean they stop fighting, it also means they start working together for each other's benefit. This state of shalom is what Israel's kings were supposed to cultivate, and it rarely happened. So the prophet Isaiah, he looked forward to a future king, a prince of shalom. And his reign would bring shalom with no end. A time when God would make a covenant of shalom with his people and make right all wrongs and heal all that's been broken. This is why Jesus' birth in the New Testament was announced as the arrival of eirene. Remember, that's the Greek word for peace. Jesus came to offer his peace to others, like when he said to his followers, "My peace I give to you all." The apostles claimed that Jesus made peace between messed up humans and God when he died and rose from the dead. The idea is that he restored to wholeness the broken relationship between humans and their creator. This is why the Apostle Paul can say Jesus himself is our eirene. He was the whole complete human that I am made to be but have failed to be. And now he gives me his life as a gift. And this means that Jesus' followers are now called to create peace. Paul instructed local churches to keep their unity through the bond of peace, which requires humility and patience and bearing with others in love. Becoming people of peace means participating in the life of Jesus, who reconciled all things in heaven and earth, restoring peace through his death and resurrection. So peace takes a lot of work, because it's not just the absence of conflict. True peace requires taking what's broken and restoring it to wholeness, whether it's in our lives, our relationships, or in our world. And that's the rich biblical concept of peace. Hey, thanks for watching this word study video by the Bible Project. We make lots of other videos, and they're all about showing how the Bible is a unified story that leads to Jesus.
You can go to our website, thebibleproject.com, see what we're working on, and even jump in to pitch in a few bucks to the next one. Thanks for being a part of this with us.
Thanks, you guys.
Wow. So that's a substantially deeper concept of peace, wholeness, and ultimately rest, all wrapped up in that one word, shalom. It's closer to what we would today call a holistic view of rest. As we saw, they touched on a lot of the themes we've been talking about with our spiritual disciplines. When I think of rest, I immediately think of the Sabbath, and simply taking a day each week just to rest. And today is the Sabbath, right? So let's make that a trivia question for the comments section. What day of the week is the Sabbath? I'll give you a second to write down your answers in the comments. Well, it's kind of a trick question, isn't it? When I asked the kids at the BYG the other week, they all replied, it's Sunday, of course. And they were shocked to learn that the original Sabbath day was on a Saturday. That's right. I'm sure a lot of you knew that. The first followers of Jesus were practicing Jews, and today there are many Jewish followers of Jesus who identify as completed Jews or Messianic Jews who still observe the Sabbath on a Saturday. So, okay, trivia question number 2. Are you ready? What was the punishment in the Bible for doing work on the Sabbath? Pay a fine? Lashes with a whip, maybe? My daughter Marin said you get thrown to the lions. Well, she was actually the closest. I think most of us would be pretty shocked to hear that the penalty for doing work on the Sabbath was death. The penalty for working on the Sabbath was the death penalty. It's actually the 4th law that was written in stone by God at Mount Sinai. In Exodus 31, we read, Then the Lord said to Moses, Say to the Israelites, You must observe my Sabbaths. They will be a sign between me and you for generations to come, so you may know that I am the Lord who makes you holy. Observe the Sabbath, because it is holy to you. Anyone who desecrates it is to be put to death. Those who do any work on that day must be cut off from their people. For 6 days work is to be done, but the 7th day is a day of Sabbath rest, holy to the Lord. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day is to be put to death. The Israelites are to observe the Sabbath, celebrating it for the generations to come as a lasting covenant. It will be a sign between me and